There are 12 questions, out of which you have to answer only 10. The components of the environment, that is, you have atmosphere, lithosphere, India as a mega diversity nation. Again, this question can be asked as a 5 marker or a 10 marker. Hello my dear students, welcome back. I am Priyanka Rajaram from Vidyashram College. Today, I'll be discussing about the question paper pattern and we'll also solve a model paper for environmental studies. So, totally we have 7 units in EVS and here are the 7 units. So, first I will go into the question paper pattern and then I will discuss in detail about which are the important questions in all these 7 chapters. Okay, so first coming to the question paper pattern. Your question paper has 3 sections. Section A has all 2 mark questions. There are 12 questions, out of which you have to answer only 10. And the marks for this particular section is 20 marks. Next, coming to section B, which has all 5 mark questions. Totally there are 10 questions, out of which you're supposed to answer only 8 and the marks for this particular section is 40 marks. Finally, the last section is section C, which has all 10 mark questions. You will be given 3 questions, out of which you have to answer any 2 and the marks allotted for this particular section is 20 marks and the total marks is 80 marks. Okay, so that's about the question paper pattern or the blueprint. Moving forward, I shall take up every unit and I'll tell you all which are the important questions or most likely questions which can be asked for your exam. So coming to unit 1, that is the introduction to environmental studies. This is a small unit. We have studied about the goals of environmental education. We studied components of environment, scope of environmental studies, impact of man on environment. We have also studied about the multidisciplinary nature of environmental studies, as well as we have studied the sustainability concept in this particular chapter. Coming to the most important questions, the components of the environment, that is, you have atmosphere, lithosphere, then you have hydrosphere and biosphere, 4 components. Out of these 4 different topics, they can ask any one of them for 2 marks or for 5 marks. Other important questions are, one is multidisciplinary nature of environmental studies. It has been asked in the previous papers as well, and about the sustainability concept, which is very important topics in this particular unit. Going forward to unit 2, that is ecosystem. In this particular unit, we have studied about the components of ecosystem, biotic and abiotic components. We have studied about the different types of ecosystem, that is natural and artificial, broadly classified. Under natural ecosystems, we have terrestrial and aquatic. Under terrestrial ecosystem, the most important which is there in your syllabus, which you have studied, is grassland and desert ecosystem. We have studied about the forest ecosystem and aquatic ecosystem, which is again further classified into different types. We have also studied about the different levels in ecosystem, or I can tell the different biotic factors in ecosystem. That is, you have the producers, you have the consumers and the decomposers. Also, we have studied about the ecological pyramid and what is food chain and food web. This particular unit is very important. You can expect any one of the questions for 10 marks out of the 4 different types of ecosystem. It's observed from the previous papers that usually there is either grassland, desert or forest ecosystem which is asked as a direct 10 mark question. Other than that, which are the important questions here? They can ask what is food chain, what is a food web, explain with an example. What are producers, what are consumers, or what are decomposers? Give example. Also, they can explain how is the energy flow in the ecosystem happening. So these are the most important questions, and this particular unit is a very important unit for y'all, because you can expect every section one question minimum to be coming from this particular unit. Okay. So moving forward, unit 3 again is a important unit. It is natural resources. We are going to study, or we have already studied about the forest resources, water resources, energy resources, and the land resources. Here, what is that we have studied in detail? We have studied about the uses of these resources, how we are over exploiting these resources, and what are the consequences we have been facing because of the over exploitation. Coming to the most important question, what is deforestation? They can ask. They can ask the different factors which is leading to deforestation. They can also ask the questions like what is dams, or what are dams, and what are the effects of dam on tribal people? What is mining? How it is, affecting the land resource as well as forest resource, or what are the different factors or the consequences of mining? They can ask. Okay. The other important question which is there is about the water resource and the energy resource. Under energy resource, they can ask what are renewable and non-renewable resources. Under water resource, they can ask what are the factors which is affecting the groundwater level. Okay. And how is that we can overcome this particular problem. Okay. So these are the important questions from this particular unit. You can expect section A and section B 2 or 3 questions from this particular unit. Okay. Moving forward to unit 4, biodiversity and conservation. Again, a very important unit. If I have to tell, the first 5 units are the most important units, because you can expect the 10 markers from section C to be from the first 5 units. Okay. So coming to biodiversity and conservation, we have learnt about the levels of biodiversity. It's a very important 2-marker question which can come here. It is explain what is species diversity or genetic diversity, they can ask. Also, biogeographical classification of India. It can be asked for 10 marks, or it can be also asked for 5 marks. Okay, India as a mega diversity nation, again it can be asked for 10 mark or a 5 mark. Then we have to be very careful with the definitions like what are endangered species, what are endemic species, and we have to know examples which are the endangered species and the endemic species of India. At least 1 or 2 examples is very important for you all to know. Then we have another very important question which they can ask, again for 10 mark or 5 mark, or from that particular concept in between they can pick up one of the concepts and ask even for 2 marks. Okay, so that's conservation of biodiversity. So here, as we have observed, that you can expect 10 markers out of these 3 different important topics, that is biogeographical classification of India, India as mega diversity nation, and conservation of biodiversity. Okay, moving forward, unit 5, we have environmental pollution. Here we have studied about what is the meaning of pollutants. Okay, what are the different types of pollutants which are there. We also have studied in detail about air pollution. What are the causes of air pollution? What are the effects of air pollution? And what are the control measures we have to take for air pollution? Now, air pollution as well as water pollution, that is the causes, the effects, and what are the measures we have to take to control these 2 types of pollution, can be asked as a 10-mark question. Okay. Soil pollution and noise pollution is usually asked for 5 mark or sometimes even for 2 mark. Then we have what is solid waste. and how do we manage solid waste, different steps involved in solid waste management. So here again you can expect 110 marker to be from this particular unit. So unit 2, unit 4 and unit 5 are very important units where you can expect a 10 marker to be there from section C, and also you can expect some questions to be there in section B as well as section A. Okay, moving forward, the unit 6 has environmental policies and practices. Here we have some 2-marker questions which can be asked. They can ask what is greenhouse effect, acid rain, ozone layer depletion can be asked for 5 markers also. And we have the environmental legislations and laws. Here we have Air Act, we have Water Protection Act, Wildlife Protection Act. We also have very important like Montreal and Kyoto Protocol, which is asked previously as well. It's a very important question. Okay, and then we have also CWC, that is the Chemical Weapon Convention, and we have one more important topic, that is the man-wildlife conflict. Here what we have observed is you have a lot of 5 markers and 2 markers and no direct 10 markers is usually asked from this particular unit. Okay, the last unit being unit 7, human communities and environment. So here we have the population concept which we have studied. So human population and environment, effects of population explosion, family welfare program, what is carbon footprinting is important for 2 marks. Under disaster management you have floods, then you have earthquake, and you have also studied about cyclone, and these can be a 2 marker or a 5 mark question. And then we have resettlement and rehabilitation. Okay, so these are the topics which we have studied here, and the most important topic being from the disaster management, what is carbon footprinting, and also they can ask about the effects of population explosion on environment. Okay, so that's about the 7 units and the most important questions. Going forward, I shall solve one model paper for you all. I'll give you a fair idea about how much you need to write for 2 marks and what is that you need to write when the same question is asked for 5 mark or a 10 mark. Okay, so model paper part A or section A has got all 2 mark questions, and question 1, for example, here this particular unit they will ask questions like this: explain or define any 10 of the following. You have 12 questions, out of which you can choose any 10 you can write. So first one is food chain. The process of transfer of food from one organism to a series of organisms, it's called as food chain. A food chain always starts with the plant life, and you can just put this particular chart or this diagram which explains about the food chain. It starts with sun energy is used by the producers to produce food, then it goes to herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, and last finally it goes to the decomposers. As well as you can put any one of the examples for food chain also. Okay, next, question number 2, land degradation. So what is land degradation, you need to explain. Okay, what exactly is the meaning of land degradation in 1 or 2 lines, and then you can write what are the major problems that is causing land degradation. It can be wind erosion, or it can be water erosion including mass movement of hill slopes, or it can be dry land salinity or irrigation induced salinity, soil surface scalding, or water logging, etc, etc. There's some more factors which is the major problem of land degradation which we have observed. Okay, so you have to just write what exactly is the meaning of land degradation and what are the factors which has led to land degradation and desertification. Okay, so moving forward, question number 3, genetic diversity. Here it's observed that in one of the paper if they have asked genetic diversity, the other paper they have asked about species diversity. So usually from the levels of biodiversity you can expect 1 or 2 questions to be coming. Okay, so here what is the meaning of genetic diversity? Genetic diversity is a measure of the variety of versions of same gene within the individual species. Then within the individual species, there are varieties that are slightly different from one another, and these differences are included in difference in combination of the gene. So you have to explain what exactly is genetic diversity. And we can give one example, rice varieties. We know that we have so many different types of rice which is there. That is because of the small difference in the genes which is there. Okay, so you have to just give one or two examples and explain what exactly is genetic diversity to get marks. Moving forward, question number 4, what are pollutants? Okay, see, the agent that pollute is called as pollutant. That's all is the definition. You can give examples for one or two types of pollutants. That can be deposited matter, or it can be gases or metals, industrial pollutants, agriculture pollutants, photochemical pollutants, radiation pollutants, etc. You need not write all of them, because just keep in mind it is only a 2-mark question. So you have to just define what are pollutants and different types of pollutants. You can just give one or two examples. That would be sufficient for you all to get 2 marks. Okay. Next, question number 5 is, what is biological invasion? So biological invasion takes place when species are deliberately or accidentally introduced and become established in the environment that they have not previously occupied. Invasion means intrusion. There is one species which is deliberately put into an ecosystem or accidentally has gone into the ecosystem and then they establish themselves. So this you have to elaborate, and you have to write what are the different 4 steps in biological invasion, and that would be sufficient for just 2 marks. Okay. Moving forward, question number 6, what is the meaning of solid waste? So give the explanation what is the exact meaning of solid waste, and then you can just elaborate on what are the different types of solid waste which is there. That is urban or municipal waste, industrial waste, or hazardous waste. There are 3 classifications or 3 types of solid waste which is there. Next is question number 7, what is global warming? Okay, here again it is observed that they ask either global warming or acid rain, or they can ask what is greenhouse gases. Okay, usually one of the 3 questions are coming in 2 marker, sometimes even in 5 marker they can ask the same question. Okay, so greenhouse gases, what is greenhouse gases and how greenhouse gases is leading to increasing the temperature of the earth's surface, which we call it as global warming, you need to explain. Next, question number 8, Wildlife Protection Act. Now when there is an act which is asked, it can be Air Act or Water Act or Wildlife Protection Act, you need to explain when this particular act was passed. Okay, then if there were any amendments made, you need to write that, and also you need to write the important features of the act. So that's very, very important that you know the year when this particular act was passed. If there are amendments made, which are the years which the amendments were made, and also what are the most important features, or if there are some drawbacks for this act, any act you can also write. It's observed that they ask either the environmental laws, or they specifically ask one particular act for either 2 marks or for 5 marks. Okay, moving forward, what is carbon footprinting? The total amount of greenhouse gases produced to directly and indirectly support human activities, usually expressed in equivalent tons of carbon dioxide. So you have to just give the definition of what exactly is the meaning of carbon footprinting. If possible, you can also give an example to explain what is carbon footprinting for 2 marks. If it is asked for 5 marks, of course, you have to give an example. Okay. 10th question, what is earthquake? Again from the disasters. Okay, they can ask one question for 2 mark, or it can be asked for 5 mark. So here, what is earthquake we have explained in a few points. That would be sufficient if you write 2 or 3 points and explain what exactly is earthquake for 2 marks. When the question is asked for 5 marks, you are supposed to write about the consequences of earthquake or any other disaster which has been asked as a question. If it is asked for 5 marks, 2 mark, you just have to give an explanation what exactly it means. Okay, moving forward. 11th one, deforestation. What is the meaning of deforestation? And then what are the causes of deforestation? You can just put few points. There are so many causes for deforestation. You can write at least 10 or 12 points there. But then you don't have to write all of them for 2 marks. Just remember, it's only for 2 marks. You can write few points which are there, which you feel which is very important cause for deforestation. Okay, it's very important to write what exactly is the meaning of deforestation. Next, last question is decomposers. As I told, decomposers, producers or consumers, they can ask these questions for just 2 marks, okay, with example. So you have to just write what are decomposers and give an example for decomposers. That would fetch you 2 marks. Just remember the fact that they are asking question for 2 marks. Please don't write pages together just for a 2 mark. Be precise. Jot down them in points so that you'll have better marks which is awarded. Okay. Next is section B, that is 5 marker. You have 10 questions out of which you have to answer 8. So write a note on any 8 of the following. 13th question, types of soil erosion. It's very clear. They're just asking you what are the different types of soil erosion. So you need to write the different types of soil erosion and just write one line across that. What is the meaning of, raindrop or splash erosion, sheet erosion, rill erosion, gully erosion or stream bank erosion? Just you have to write one line on what exactly it means. Okay. Moving forward, question number 14, floods and their effects on environment. So it's very clear what are floods and what is the effect of flood on the environment. So you have to just write what is the meaning of flood first. Okay. Then you have to write what are the causes of flood in brief, and then you can go to the effects of flood on the environment. As much as possible, please do write it in points so that you will be catching the attention of the evaluator and the probability for you all to get better marks is always more. Next question, question number 15, energy flow in an ecosystem. See, this diagram is self-explanatory. You can put the diagram and you can write what exactly is the meaning of energy flow in an ecosystem. The energy starts flowing, or it is from the sun. The energy is used up by the producers to produce food, then it goes to the consumers, then it can go to the decomposers, okay, and then from the decomposers it is going to get converted from the organic matter to inorganic nutrient pool, and then from inorganic matter is again used up by the producers. And meanwhile there is a lot of other forms of energy which is lost in the form of heat. Okay, so this is what you're going to explain. Put this diagram, just write a paragraph on what exactly is the energy flow in the ecosystem, and you will get your full 5 marks. Okay, moving forward, question number 16, endangered and endemic species of India. See, they are very specific. You have to write the definition of what is endangered species, what are endemic species. So you have to just write what are endangered species and what are endemic species definitions, and just give examples for the endemic species which is there in India and the endangered species only of India. Okay, just learn two examples, 2 flora and 2 fauna for both. That would be sufficient. Next, question number 17, biogeographical zones of India. See, this particular question can be asked for 5 mark, or it can also be asked for 10 marks. So when it is asked for 5 marks, you can just write different zones, geographical zones. You have 10 geographical zones, that is Trans-Himalayas, Himalayas, desert, semi-arid region, Western Ghats, Deccan Plateau, Gangetic Plain, Northeast India, islands, the Andaman and Nicobar, and coast India. So here you have to mention every zone, biogeographical zone of India, and just write one line across where it is present. Okay. If it is asked for 10 marks, you have to elaborate a little what exactly or which type of climatic condition is there, what kind of animals can be found there, or what is the different biodiversity which you can observe in that particular area. You need to elaborate when it is asked for 10 marks. 5 marks or 10 marks, you have to know all these 10 biogeographical zones of India, and this is a very important question. Okay. Moving forward, question number 18, nuclear hazards and human health risk. So here you have to write about what is the meaning of nuclear hazard and also what is its effects on human health. Very specifically they have asked human health. So somatic or genetic effects can be there. So you need to explain what are somatic effects and what are genetic effects which is there on human beings. Okay. So that's about the question number 18. Question number 19, you can see ozone layer depletion. As I told you, from unit 6, usually there are questions which is asked on greenhouse effect, global warming, acid rain, ozone layer depletion. Okay. So here they have asked the ozone layer depletion for 5 marks. So you need to explain what is the meaning of ozone layer and what is the importance of ozone layer, effects of the depletion of ozone layer on human beings, aquatic system, and what control measures we can take. You have to touch upon every point because it is asked for a 5 mark. Okay. Next is question number 20, multidisciplinary nature of environmental studies. So what exactly is the meaning of multidisciplinary nature? How the environment is complex and how you are going to study, or you have studied about the biological aspects, the chemical aspects, the physical aspects, how law is coming into this, or how social work is coming into environmental studies. All these aspects you need to highlight. That is, environmental studies is a multidisciplinary science which comprises various branches of studies like chemistry, physics, medical science, life science, agriculture, public health, sanitary engineering, law, social work. All of this, how it is coming into the complex nature of environment, we need to explain in detail. Write it in points so that it's easy for the evaluator. Okay. Next, question number 21, wildlife conflicts in India. What is the meaning of wildlife conflict? Why exactly we are coming across wildlife conflict? 1 or 2 examples you can give with man and elephant conflict and man and leopard conflict, which is very common. Okay. Next is the Silent Valley. Now here we have 3 or 4 case studies which is mentioned in your syllabus. One is the Chipko movement, then you have the Silent Valley movement which is there. Then there is a Tehri Dam project and also about the Bishnois. Okay. So here these case studies are very important. When they are asked what exactly you need to write, you need to write which year this particular movement took place. Okay. Then you need to write the place where it happened. Then you need to write about the leaders, who are the leaders who actually initiated this. Okay. Then you need to write the aim on the movement. So here is just an example, or Silent Valley movement is asked. Here I've given which year, 1978, place Silent Valley, an evergreen tropical forest in Palakkad district in Kerala. Then leaders, the Kerala Shastra Sahitya Parishad, KSSP and NGO, and the poet activist Sugata Kumari played an important role in Silent Valley protest. What was the aim, and then what was the consequences of this movement? You can elaborate. Because it's asked for 5 marks, you make it very clear when you write it, which year it was given, which place it took place, who are the leaders, what was the aim of the entire movement, and what exactly happened, what were the results of this movement. Also you need to elaborate because it's asked for 5 marks. And the 4 or 5 important movements or the case studies, I've already mentioned it to you. Okay. So that's about the section B. Next we have section C or part C, where you have all 10 marker questions. I've already given you all the insight of which are the 10 markers which can be very important, from which unit it can come. Also, if the questions are coming on ecosystem or on pollution, what exactly you need to write to get maximum marks, I shall explain. So, section C, 10 marker, question number 23, explain causes, effects and preventive measures of air pollution. So it's very, very clear. You need to write the causes of air pollution. You need to write the effects of air pollution, and you need to write the preventive measures of air pollution. Okay. So you have to put it in points so that you can get maximum marks. Put a side heading, highlight that, write the content within. It can fetch you more marks. If the question is asked in a different way, write a detailed account on air pollution. Still, you have to write about the causes, effects and preventive measures of air pollution, or it can be even water pollution which can be asked. Okay. There are other two pollutions also, that's soil pollution, as well as you all are studying about the nuclear pollution and noise pollution. Okay. So going forward to question number 24, here I have taken forest ecosystem. It can be even grassland or desert. Previous papers, if you see, it has been asked also. So what is that you need to write when they are asking about the ecosystem? You need to explain in detail about the different types of forest ecosystems which is there. Okay, tropical, evergreen, deciduous, so different types of forest ecosystems which are there, and then you have to write the structure and function of the ecosystem. That is, you need to write the abiotic factors and the biotic factors and what are these functions of this particular ecosystem. Okay, so if you write this in points in detail, you're going to get your 10 marks. The last question is, they've asked about the India as a mega diversity nation. Again, this question can be asked as a 5 marker or a 10 marker. Either of one can be asked. But what are the points which we are looking for, which is very, very important? Why India is called as a mega diversity nation? India is rich biological diversity. Okay, its immense range of ecosystem, species and genetic forms is by virtue of its tropical location, climate and the physical features. Then you have to write a very, very important point, that is India stands 10th in 25 most plant rich countries in the world, and plant richness means greater uniqueness of species which are present. Also, we are looking for one more important point, that is there are 25 hotspots in India in which there are all endemic species which is there. Okay, what is endemic species? It's there only in that particular region in the world. Okay, then we call that species as endemic species. So there are total 25 hotspots in the world, and India has 2 hotspots among these 25, that is the Western Ghats and the Northeast region. So that is what we need to highlight. Out of the 25 hotspots, 2 hotspots are there in India, and which are the 2 hotspots? And then you can elaborate about how we are very rich with all the different types of species which is there. We have so many birds, mammals, reptiles, etc., etc. You can write, and how Western Ghats have few endemic species. You can mention how Northeast India has got some endemic species, how we have got 25 hotspot, how rich we are with the uniqueness or the biodiversity. We can explain here elaborately to fetch your 10 marks. Okay, so that's about the model question paper. I hope you have understood the question paper pattern, as well as you all have followed how do you have to answer your paper of environmental studies. Thank you, my dear children. Stay tuned for more updates.